That might be why you can't hear me. Hello everybody, welcome back to My Illusion, a D&D group who play D&D. I don't know how else to say it. A little bit of issue with my camera today. I'm going to fix it in a second. I'll just have to make a new thing for it. I don't know why my camera's not working, to be honest with you. But what happened was I had muted myself in-game, but I'm going to play some music just to basically do some background. While I'm working on fixing all these problems this evening, so yeah, right notice I'm all alone by myself today. At least that's what it appears to be, given the lack of rowdiness between the other four. I've given them all the night off. One's not feeling too good. One is out of place. The other is busy, and the other one is the only one that could technically join us, but there's no point in doing a two-person session tonight. So I'm going to take some time today, working on showing you guys a bit of a love on some of the stuff we've been working on. Where is my camera stuff? This must be it. What I'll do is I'll make sure. Oh, that's not helping. Copy link. Hmm. Is this the reason why? Yeah, maybe. No, don't know. I have no idea. If you heard me twice, I apologies. I have no idea. Alright, let's put some music on. Let's make sure the sound is all working well. Hope it's not too loud. Hmm. What if I do this? There we go. Working on webcam, working on webcam. Apologies, guys. I know my face needs to be seen. Interesting. Do, 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 do. I have no idea why the cameras are not working. So cameras one thing we didn't till yesterday. Cameras definitely definitely working. Might come up now. Nope. It's weird today. Just not sure why the camera's not working. It's working on the thingy. I just don't know why it's not coming onto the browser source. I'll need to just rebuild it. Alright, we'll delete it. It'll be expunged. And we'll create a brand new source. A brand new source. Lima Cam. Really? It's still not showing me. My camera's gone. Well, the camera's working, apparently. It's just not coming onto labs. What if I refresh this, because I was on it a little while ago. There we go. Oh, let's do that. You can only hear me once. Yeah. Hi guys. I just realised I didn't refresh the actual system I was actually using to show myself. Hi everybody. Yeah. I had it open from last night, so I had some work to do to get it fixed. I did a lot of background work recently, so we're going to look forward to some interesting stuff that's going to be happening this week. The next session. Now I'm going to confirm there'll be no D&D for the next 4 weeks. 3 weeks actually. Today being 1 week, 2 more weeks for so back on the 18th of September for Dungeons and Dragons. We'll just have too many people down for it. So think of this as a short break. We'll see. What I'm going to do is give you guys an opportunity to check out some cool stuff we've been working on. So I'm going to create a new source. I'm going to shove right over my face. Let's give me a second. I'm going to move everything off this page. So you don't, because I'm going to be showing the browser desktop. So blah blah blah. You up there. In fact, you can go over here because I'm not going to really need you. Nobody needs to see my emails. It's the difference between want and need. So apologies for the little bit of trouble we had at the start there, guys. We're back on track. Unmute all that. Mute. Minimize. God, I can't talk today. Let's cut all this out of there, move it over there. So all I've got is a notepad and a mixer apparently, so let's move that out of the way. Let's get the music back on because that was a nice track, wasn't it? It's called Bit Symphony Mystical Path. Thank you very much for Bit Symphony for providing that to us. You are down in our panels on Twitch. We'll just get that running again, but we'll put on a couple more. So we'll have a rolling cycle of music going. I've got a few pieces here that we'll go through. It's nice stuff as well. So Maze of Illusion. Fitting. Wow. So I'm gonna hide my face. I'm sure you will love to see me back in a second, but I'm gonna hide my face because we're gonna go show you some stuff. I'm actually just picking out some stuff to show you guys. It's a bit of a concept work on that we were doing in. But pretty much you're going to see some I'm going to give you 5 subclasses from the Volara sourcebook to check out. We're going to talk about them, and if anybody's in chat that wants to chat about them, feel free. These are subject to change, which means they're not final. Which means they may change, which means they may not make it to the book. Oh, for those who are not aware, we are making one hell of a source book that's going to be out in however long it will be. It'll be before campaign 2 is out, so we've got the whole campaign nearly to get through before we can worry about releasing it. Gonna show you some stuff. I'm putting it all into a notepad just now so it's easier to read-ish. So what I'll do is create a new source. It'll be a Windows source. Screen capture, that'll do. And what we'll do is we'll keep it that you know what? We'll respect our. There we go. We'll pop it in here, and we'll pop it in here like that. Now I'll need to select which screen to go for. We're going to go for the primary screen. There we go. What I'll do is actually do this. Move it down, and I'll bring my camera up a little bit so you can see my face a little bit. We'll bring that here. We'll cut off the bottom. Hopefully you guys can see this well enough. I will do my best. I'm going to look at the stream on stream and see how this looks for you guys, because it's not very big, is it? So what I'll do is, oh my god, lots of text. What I'll do is put the size. Yeah, you guys can read that, can't you? No, we'll put it up a bit higher. Yeah, that's nice and descriptive. Oh, lovely. Right, we're gonna go with that. You know what? I'm gonna go over here. And what we'll do, let's put this over here like that. We'll cut that away. We'll drag that down. And we'll just leave it there like that. There you are. So we can keep track of what's going on. Got a couple of subclasses to show you, and we also got a completed class. In fact, no, we've already put that out. Let's see if there's any other classes we want to play with. Yeah, we'll grab this one. Lots of text. Well, let's talk about it. So first off, one of the features coming up in the source book is the Shaman class is going to be joining Dungeons & Dragons. It's our own take on it. It's a little bit of a mix of a druid, barbarian, and also a sorcerer. A little bit of a mix of where it develops between these classes. And what it is, it will have 3 subclasses on the initial source book itself. The way of the ancestral spirits, the way of the animals basically the animals that roam the world, and the way of the elements, but specifically the spirits of each of these aspects. And the first subclass we've got is the way of the elemental spirits. So at 3rd level, you're gonna have a feature called Invoke Elemental Spirits. At 3rd level, you choose the following: air, earth, fire, or water. Imbue yourself with the power of the spirit of that element. Until you use this feature again, you take on all bonuses to your classes and subclass features relative to the spirit. The spirit also grants you access to the following abilities. So if you pick up an air spirit, you grant access to the Crackle cantrip, which doesn't count towards your total cantrips known, and the Witch Bolt spell that can be cast in at a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. We'll work on the context of the actual words later. At 1st level spell slot, you regain these following a long rest. If you're going to go for an Earth Spirit, you're going to get Thunderwave. Yes, Shaman's going to have a knockback, an AoE knockback. You get Thunderclap first. This doesn't count to your cold times it's used. Thunderwave spell, which you use up to a number of times if you're proficiency level. Quite powerful and quite cool. What about fire? Firebolt. Of course, Firebolt. Why would you not have Firebolt? Which doesn't count, but you also gain access to the Burning Hand spell 4 times. And then finally, water will gain access to Ray of Frost and the Ice Knife spell. So straight off the bat, at 3rd level, you get an access to a couple of spells and 2 extra 1st level spells that don't count towards your spell slot usage, which is wonderful, in my opinion. I don't know if it's really clear at the top here, but until you use this feature again, which means you can swap around whatever class you wish. Thing is about this Shaman, you can do this at the end of a long rest, I believe, and a ritual. You can change your element. So you know you're going to the Frozen Waste, you want to get a fire elemental, or even go cold elementals, fire or cold. You never know, because you might want to either have the ability to be resistant to cold damage, where you're going to be meeting a lot of cold enemies. So it has the ability to just basically swapping in and out. I'm going to see a little bit of a theme in a lot of the subclasses in this book, is they will have the ability to swap out some of their stuff for other things, where it's applicable and possible. After this, you get usual Dex class specific feature at level 7. It's called Gifts of the Element. At 7th level, you gain access to the special abilities provided by your elemental spirit that you have invoked. Air spirits gain flying speed equal to your walking speed and +3 to Dex saving throws. Elemental gain the burrowing speed and +3 to Constitution saving throws. Fire elemental gain the ability to move through lava with swim speed, as if you're swimming and take no damage, and +3 to your charisma saving throws. And then swim speed for the warlock elemental equal to your walking speed, and you can breathe underwater, and you get +3 to your strength saving throws. So you get every saving throw, you get Dex, Con, Charisma, and Strength. You know Wisdom, no Intelligence. You'll find out why. At 10th level, you get ability to manifest a spirit. You gain the ability to perform a 1-hour ritual to bring forth a elemental spirit under your control. With this, create a 5 combat rating, air, earth, fire, or water element chosen by your active invoked spirit to fight alongside you, taking its actions after your turn. Lasts until resummoned using this ritual, or until its hit points are reduced to 0. So you get a pet companion that you can bring out anytime you wish. It's quite awesome. But it gets a little bit crazier when you're on the 18th level feature. You get the ability to evoke a second spirit. Gain the ability to choose the damage. Oh, look at that. That is such a trap to actually have happen to you while you're fingering it. Lovely music plays to begin this. This is Dark Fantasy Studios. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. In fact, let's see if we can pop the music player because it drops in a bit of info on what we're actually playing here. So this is literally called Adventure. Wonderful. It's great, like adventuring in the open world. It's like a valley. That's what I picture when you're hearing this music. It's just perfect. But you get again two types of your choosing when cast. You can call forth a steam spirit, which is both fire and water elements. This is getting loud. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. So you get a steam spirit, which is fire water. You get mud, which is water and earth. You get dust, which is earth and air. Mist, which is air and water. Lava spirit, which is fire and earth. And smoke spirit, which is fire and air. If you play RuneScape, yes, I did get inspired by RuneScape to make this sort of subclass stuff. And guess what? Manifest Elemental also creates a second elemental under control of this element. You cannot create two of the same elements. So you can't go out, I want two fire elements. Nope, you get a fire and a water. Because you chose steam as your spirit. And that means you get the bonuses. You get both cantrips, you get both the things as well. So at 18th level, you power as a character jumps quite a bit. This is pretty awesome. So if you are going to cold place, you can get fire and cold spirit, get that resistance to cold damage, get the bonus from the thing, and if you have the Wrath of the Elements 20th level feature, you can get a bit of immunity and all the extra crazy stuff that goes with it. Quite a wonderful class. We'll show you the class later. Going to bring in straight into the Fate Domain subclass of the Cleric. Now there's already 4 deities in D&D already that we have added to the source book, and they're actually going to show up in a number of ways. They are basically GD type things, so they'll be also tied towards your Warlock pact with genies. But basically, you've got Beryllion, which is the married water element deity of fate and life, is chaotic evil. Wonderful. You get Embers, the Ifriti fire elemental deity of fate and forge. You've got Tor, the Doa earth elemental of fate and knowledge. The walls hear everything, the ground is history. And Flanks, the Jijini air elemental deity of fate and tempest. Oh, lawful evil, neutral evil, and this guy, lawful evil as well. So they're all evil aspects. We'll probably, as we continue to brainstorm and develop more of the source book, we'll probably bring some more stuff as we go. But there will be other fate domain deities as well available in the Volaran Pantheon as we move on, because there's lots of different places where we've got to go to get these deities put into. We will have things like Bahamut, Tyr, Tiamat. Norzguma is a deity in this source book. He's featured in the campaign on that we usually are playing right now. And let's go for this subclass. So let's take it a little bit by a little bit. So this class will have a lot of DM interaction, but you have here is at first level for the Fate Domain you have Foresight, Gain a proficiency on insight, perception, and advantage on dexterity saving throws. When researching books or other texts, you have also got an advantage to investigation checks relating to searching for any prophecies or predictions of future events. Basically, you're a fortune teller priest. Sort of. You got a bit of foresight, literally as the feature's called. The channel of divinity is quite cool. It's called manipulation. Roll 3d20s and retain the results of each of those dice. Put them aside. Over the next minute, you may change the result of any attack, skill, check, or saving throw with a d20 result plus your proficiency bonus to any creature within 30 feet. Friend or foe. Let's see, one of these is a roll of a 1. That guy's better hit my friend. I'm going to make them roll 1. That's how crazy this little feature is. But you have to maintain concentration while holding those 3. So once you use this feature, it's there. You have to yield it. You can't use Beacon of Hope. You can't use Bless. You can't use any concentration whatsoever. So you got to be careful and decide when if you want to manipulate, literally, the outcome of anything here. At 6th level, we got Prophecy. You gain access to the Commune spell and may once per day it refreshes at dawn. In addition, when you use Commune, I think I've messed up my wording here, you are given the prophecy of an event that would come forth. However, the timescale of such an event can vary. The response of the prophecy may be vague or subject to interpretation. I know you can't say I'm bringing it up there. When provided by the DM, it will be up to the character to interpret this. That's a huge roleplay storyline element for a subclass. In contrast to the Shaman elemental subclass we just did there, there's a lot of contact and a lot of utility involved, but you also find subclasses with a lot of niche things, or things quite specific to ordinary. And you can have like a Fate Domain cleric in your party that could be a driving force of a major arc in your campaign. This is what we're going to give you to do. You can go, oh, we need to go to Kiriana because in 20 days there's a prophecy that's due to arrive in 30 days that the Austral I don't know, something will happen, and yeah, I'll leave that always up to your imaginations. Faithful spellcasting and Alter Fate. When dealing damage with a healing spell or deal damage or healing with a spell, you may reroll up to half your proficiency rounded down die once per turn. Once per turn. And that means you can roll up to 3 dice. So if you use burning inflict wounds, I rolled all 1s. No, reroll all 3 die. And you don't have a limit on how much you can do this, where some classes do. This is one of their niche elements here. It's quite a defensive or a manipulative class. Subclass. I like it. Oh, my back's hurting me, so... Oh, no, I'm going this way. A bit more that way. Cool. Then it's Alter Fate. Now, this is actually something we're testing in campaign just now, because Josh's character Farron has a ring that gives us the exact same thing, and we're going to test it out over the next couple of years to see how this plays out, because this is quite a game-breaking, well, not game-breaking, basically campaign-influencing ability. It's called Alter Fate. All perception, investigation, insight, persuasion, and deception checks that roll a result of 9 or less on the d20 will automatically become 10. In addition, any spell attacks or saving throws that only affect one creature, miss that target, or succeed, or if that target succeeds their saving throw, you may change the target of the creature as long as it will remain within half the distance of the spell range from the original intended target. What that means is, if I fireball 60 feet range, just for simplicity, I cast fireball at somebody, they've got an AC of 15, I roll a 14, I miss, but I can go, no, it wasn't for him, it was for him. And you reroll your attack, which I will clarify to that text later. But that's the kind of cool stuff we've got going. And it's been quite a tanky, supportive class, if I'm perfectly honest, but it has a good level of offense as well. Now we have another subclass coming up. This one's very much in early development. It's been on the sheet for a while, but there's a lot of stuff here. Names are not final. Values are definitely not final because this class is overpowered. This subclass is overpowered. I made Nova worse, guys. You'll love it. Oh, for the Protector. So, Sacred Shield, Channel Divinity. As an action, you can imbue yourself up to yourself and up to a number of creatures equal to your proficiency bonus within 30 feet, plus 2 armor class, and temporary hit points equal to your paladin level. Lasts for 1 minute, requiring concentration as if you're concentrating on a spell. That's a mass shield of faith and aid. Sounds powerful, not gonna lie. But it's not as bad as this one, guys. Listen to this. While equipped with a shield, this is the Divine Bulwark. Whenever you receive a temporary hit points, whenever you receive temporary hit points, you may add those temporary hit points to your existing temporary hit points. Not replace, replace. And so let's say I cast Armor of Agathis and I cast Aid on the next turn. I stack those temporary hit points. There is a catch. You can only hold more temporary hit points than more than 3 times your paladin level. I am going to put an asterisk in this because I do take the fact that a level 3 paladin should be able to have more than 9 temporary hit points. So it'll probably be 20 plus 3 times your paladin level, something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I'll probably have a minimum of 5 plus your paladin level, for example. We'll figure out the numbers as we go, but that's basically it. The names are getting a little bit World of Warcrafty, but I apologize. It's very hard to come up with new names. We may get figured out as well. Aura of Replenishment. At the start of any of the creature's turn, including yourself, while within your aura, and have temporary hit points already, increase the temporary hit points remaining by 1d4. If no temporary hit points are available, then they gain 1d6. So someone with like 5 temporary hit points starts their turn within my aura, they roll 1d4 and get that much extra temporary hit points on top of their existing. If they don't have any, they roll 1d6 and get an extra 2 if they're lucky. A little bit small thing, but quite cool in my opinion. Level 7, Divine Protection. As a reaction, any creature you see that takes damage within 30 feet of you, you may transfer half of that damage to yourself, up to a maximum amount of your temporary hit points. If you have no temporary hit points, then you may choose instead to lower your maximum health. The lost health is regained when you complete a long rest. There's a lot of sacrifice there, and a lot of danger. So someone takes like 50 hit points damage, and you've only got 10 temporary hit points. So you can use the temporary hit points to clear up all of that, and you've still got 15 hit points to still pay. So you use your I'll need to work it a little bit because it does come a bit construed. But yeah. Shattered Smite. When you use your Divine Smite, you may convert temporary hit points that you hold to increase the damage you deal with those temporary hit points. Anybody seen a level 6 Paladin with a crit also dumps a 5 level Divine Smite with, we'll say, about 50 other things. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. I did say I'd make Holy Nova a little bit worse. Again, this subclass is very powerful, as I said. It's a lot of stuff behind. Anyways, here's a good thing though. I think the amount of temporary points you can actually generate realistically will limit this quite a bit. Final feature of this one, as an action, All creatures within your aura radius gain resistance to all damage until the start of your next turn, while also this effect, grant every creature in your aura gains an additional 1d4 temporary hit points. Cool. Next class. This is a brand new subclass that was actually written, I'm going to be honest with you, today. Last night. Sorry, no, last night. I'm getting my body clock a little mixed up. Skills of the Dragon. Your pet with your... Just to be clear, this is a patron of dragons. You can have a dragon patron. I wouldn't recommend just the usual list that you find in the cave just down the road. I'm talking about Borkad, the Claw of Justice, or any other prominent dragon force in the world, or even an older dragon like a Great Worm, for example, who decides to go, "Yes, my child, you are going to be my champion." Well, this is what the subclass is all about. Scales of the Dragon. Your pact with the dragon grants you scales that increase your armor class by 13 plus your dexterity saving throws. You get a free mage armor. Free mage armor you use it again. You also gain resistance to the damage type of that dragon's patron. You can also read, write, and speak Draconic. Claws of the Dragon. Now, this is more of a side feature than a main feature, because you might just want to use the pact of the sword and just go, "This is my dragon sword, dude, it's cool." Claws of the Dragon. Gain an unarmed attack and add your charisma to its attack and damage rolls. Attacks deal 1d6 slashing damage. Cool. You can go right across the face. Roar of the Dragon. Gain expertise in persuasion and intimidation checks. As an action, you can also force any number of creatures within 30 feet of you to make a wisdom saving throw. On a fail, those creatures become frightened by you for 1 minute. It cannot be affected by speech again for 24 hours. Creatures frightened by you grant you advantage on all persuasion, intimidation, perception, and insight checks when interacting with them. Blood of the Dwagon. Large scale wings spread from your back. Increase the armor class bonus of your dragon skills to 15 plus dexterity. The wording is terrible. I've not proofread it, okay, but you get the gist. As a bonus, you can now reveal your draconic wings and gain flight speed equal to your walking speed, but you may not hover. Just to be clear, you have to be moving. Power of the Dragon. Your Dragon Claw's damage is increased by 1d8 of the same damage type of the resistance your dragon skills provide you. You also have, as an action, to make a breath weapon attack and unleash a 30-foot cone. Breath cone requires a dexterity saving throw. On a fail, you take 378d6 damage granted by your dragon skills. You may use this breath weapon equal to the number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Pact of the Blood subclass has been removed from the source book and replaced with Pact of the Dragon one. Yeah, we're going to go for Pact of the Blood Warlock subclass, but we're going to move that out because we already have Pact of the Far Realm. No, Pact of the Forgotten one, that's what it's called. And Pact of the Dragon Sworn. This is the last one we created. This is another new one from today. The Rogue Scrapper. Basically this is a Street Fighter kind of rogue subclass. Not so much as a monk, just basically someone who can punch into boxing or something like that. So always in for a scrap. You may now make unarmed attacks using a dexterity modifier for the damage to attack rolls. These unarmed attacks do 1d4 bludgeoning damage and can also sneak attack. You may also make one of these attacks in addition to with your bonus action if you were attacked this turn. In addition, you may also use any improvised weapon and always apply your proficiency bonus to your attack rolls. And you may use sneak attack with any improvised weapon as long as you have advantage. You require advantage unless otherwise. Unruly Reputation. Your intimidation and deception checks that score 9 or lower instead. You get advantage on all saving throws against being frightened or charmed. Pretty simple. Flurry. Your melee attacks granted from your always in for a scrap feature is now deal 2d4 bludgeoning damage per hit. You also may add your strength bonus to the damage modifier of this attack. 13th level, Knockout Punch. As part of the attack, you may force the creature to also make a Constitution saving throw against your strength plus your proficiency bonus plus your 8 that you always get. On a fail! Whew. On a fail, the creature is not prone. If the creature has a combat rating equal to a third or a quarter or your supposed to be quarter or less of your rogue level, the creature is instead unconscious. Does not work on creatures without a head, 2 sizes larger than you, a creature with a legendary or mythic action. You may also make 2 attacks as part of a single action instead of a turn. So you get multi-attack! Rogues get multi-attack at 13th level! Pop pop! You're getting closer to being a monk, guys. Ground and pound. You have advantage on athletics checks to grapple or shove. You also now have a critical hit chance with a 19 or 20 with attacks. When you are grappling a creature who is also prone, your unarmed attacks granted by you always in for a scrap may crit on an 18 to 20 roll. Critical sneak attacks, guys. Awesome. I love it. I'm gonna delete all that. I think we'll give you 2 more. The Entropy Domain. Eldritch Blessing. At first level, you gain proficiency in Persuasion, Intimidation, or Insight, and gain the Eldritch Blast cantrip, which doesn't count your total number of cantrips on. Clerics get Eldritch Blast, guys. Child Divinity, Entropic Barrier. Apologies. At second level, you may use Child Divinity to give yourself a temporary hit points equal to your cleric level plus 10. In addition, while these temporary results remain, you have immunity to necrotic and radiant damage, and all melee attacks against you have disadvantage if that creature has taken necrotic damage from you since dawn. So, if you've touched them with inflict wounds at 6 o'clock in the morning and it's 5 PM, they still have disadvantage on all attacks against you. And they can't overcome that. That's scary. But that's only if you've got the barrier up. You don't have the barrier up, it's tough. Veil of Darkness, Madness, Darkness, Madness, Despair, and Destruction. At 6th level, any spells you cast that inflict blindness, deafen, frightened, or stunned. You may also impose those saving throw to apply the condition only to a number of creatures up to your wisdom modifier within 60 feet. In addition, your powered stun and powered pain can also inflict to a second creature, and your power word kill can target multiple creatures with a combat rating equal to your combat rating or level lower than your proficiency score within 60 feet. So 17th level cleric can go around and go thup. See the 6th right there? You're dead. Just like that. Dangerous. Scary. Oh, by the way, when you use this feature, you get a point of exhaustion. So there's a huge price to this feature. It's so cool. Blast Strikes. Necrotic damage. You already know what Blast Strikes does. Awesome. Still yawning. Stop yawning. Manifest Nightmare, 17th level. You may use your action to choose a creature within 60 feet and tell them to go fuck themselves. The creature must make a wisdom saving throw equal to the spell DC of your cleric spell modifier thing. Crap. We know what it is. If they fail, they take 60-10 psychic damage, and on a success, take half damage. Then in a Tropic Nightmare, 15 to 30 feet from them appears. Only that creature and the Tropical Nightmare. Sorry, only us and only the cleric and the creature that they'd used this on can see the nightmare. It has 10 armor class, plus 6 to all saving throws, and hit points equal to the damage you dealt with this ability, plus 20. So you're lucky you can have an 18 hit point rage nightmare monster. During your turn, you may as a bonus action move this creature up to 30 feet and make an attack using your spell attack modifier, and you deal 1d8 plus your wisdom psychic damage, and you must make a wisdom saving throw against your spell DC. On a fail, the creature will be frightened by the tropic barrier until it is slain. If the creature is immune to being frightened from the fighting condition, instead takes 1d8 necrotic damage. If a creature is slain with these attacks, they cannot be resurrected except with a true resurrection wish or a miracle. And once per long rest. Or short rest, actually. Good. Something so terrifying in your own nightmare, and it kills you. You're not going to come back to your body. No way. Now this is the most complex subclass we've came up with. And woohoo! This was a lot of text, guys. This will take a while to get through. So the last one we'll come to for the day. Artificer, Runesmith. Yes, you need the Eberron books for this guy. There will also be a Blood Hunter. Work on that slowly. Good touch. Oh my god. Synthesize Volarium. At the end of a long rest, you create a number charge equal of synthesized Volarium equal to your proficiency modifier. It might be increased. Which is a small item where each charge weighs about 1 pound each. This piece of Valerian disappears following a long rest. As an action, you may consume a charge to regain 1 spell slot, and only first level. Synthesized Valerium has other uses, and you may, as a long rest, create further devices that use synthesized Valerium as a consumable power source. Naturally, formed Valerium can also be used, but the artificer must refine it before use. So the first thing you can get is a Valerian battery. You may consume a single charge of synthesized Valerium for an effect. Choose 2. Get an extra one at level 5, an extra one at level 4, and another fifth one at level 4 at level 9. I have a serial case of yawning today. I'm definitely going to bed after this. From the top options below, activate their effects as a bonus action. At the end of your long rest, you may change up to 2 devices you have prepared. Not charge, change. So there's 12 items. There's the Matter Accelerator. Take the dash or disengage as bonus actions. Cool. Elemental Augmentator. As a part of your next spell cast, you may change the damage type of the spell to acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, poison, or thunder, and deal an additional 1d4 damage of that type. The pop-up barrier. Create a 3-foot high, 5-foot wide barrier that grants you half cover until the start of your next turn. Yeah, extra plus 3 AC Dex Impro. Just like that. Anyway, have you lightsaber, y'all? Also, ignores damage threshold effects. If you know what damage threshold effects is, you'll be grateful, because you can cut into airships now. Deals double damage to structures. I'm gonna leave that thought there. Energy Bolt, your next ranged attack weapon after using its effect deals an extra 1d8 force damage. Synthesize Healing Potion. Consume and regain 1d8 plus intelligence of hit points when you drink. Hot Sticky Surprise. You may throw up to 20 feet or place this item if aimed at a creature. The attack roll is your dexterity and benefits from your proficiency bonus. On a hit, it sticks to the target and only can be removed with a strength check equal to your spell DC. If on the start of your next turn, the device detonates. All creatures within 5 feet must make a dexterity saving throw equal to your spell DC or take 2d6 fire damage. Little cool little sticky bomb. I love it. Where's my mouse? There it is. Polarized armor. Apply to heavy or medium armor and increase your AC by equal to half of your proficiency bonus. And you cannot be pushed or pulled, and you have resistance to lightning and force damage until the start of your next turn. Energy armor. Apply to clothes where you are not wearing any armor. Increase your AC by 13 plus your dexterity modifier for 1 minute and gain 1d8 plus your intelligence to temporary hit points. Stun grenade. Throw a grenade up to 20 feet. All creatures within 5 feet must make a con saving throw against the or they'll get stunned. Until the next turn. They're also blinded and deafened for up to 1 minute. They may repeat the same throw at the end of each of their turns to remove the deafen and blind effects. Displacement armor. Apply for light armor and gain the effects of 3/4 cover until the start of your next turn. Gas grenade. Throw a grenade into the target location within 20 feet. Fill the area within 20 feet within smoke. Invisible is reduced to 5 feet within smoke, and creatures inside gain full cover and advantage to all dexterity saving throws. Last until the end of your next turn. That's the little gadgets. Yawning. Yeah. Valerian spell focus. You may use the charge of Valerian to act as your spell focus to one of your artisan tools. With this, your spell modifier increases by 1, and you gain a bonus of 1d4 to all skill checks with tools. In addition, once you pair a long rest, you may expend the effect and regain spell slots equal to your proficiency modifier. The spells you cast deal damage also increased by your intelligence modifier. Sorry, yawning. I think I'm tired, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna sit this here. There we go. Too far. Valerium augmentation. You may spend 10 minutes and 2 charges to synthesize Valerium, tinkering with an item and empowering it with the Valerium. Choose 2 or 3 at 15th level from the following list. Now you may spend 10 minutes implementing an item. At the end of the long rest, you may replace one device you have prepared with another. Shoulder-mounted cannon. You may create a weapon that requires firearms proficiency to use with plus 8 plus proficiency if proficiency firearms plus dexterity for DC, range 120 feet. Creatures within 15 feet of the target location must make a dexterity saving throw and take 5d6 force damage. Deals double damage against structures, successful saves only take half damage. Force barrier. You may create a shield that grants full effects for 1 minute. It's basically... Do a yawn count, somebody please. Basically force barrier again. You can use some half cover, gain plus 2 AC, dexterity. Life Fountain. You create a large jug of fluid. With charges equal to your proficiency modifier, a creature may interact with the Life Fountain if within 5 feet with an action. In doing so, the creature regains hit points equal to 2d6 plus your intelligence modifier. So it's a flagon or a jug of healing potions, basically. Portable Siege. This is one of my personal favourites. Create a large device that must be carried in 2 hands or a large storage device. Container. Weighing 17 pounds. As an action, you may set the item in a location to activate it after 2 rounds or 12 seconds. The portable siege detonates. All creatures within 30 feet of the device must make a dexterity saving throw against the spell modifiers as a spell DC. On a fail, take 10d6 force damage, and on a fail, take half damage. Well, success, sorry. Yeah. Structures take double damage. So you just go in with a satchel bomb, guys. Down. Defibrillator. You create a magical device where you may use as an action to revive a creature that has died within the last minute. The target creature, however, must make a Constitution saving throw to succeed. And let's just be clear, they have to fail the saving throw to be shot back life. Weird. Might switch it around that they have to succeed the saving throw for it to work. We'll go back to that a bit. Yeah. If using a living creature, instead have them make a dexterity saving throw. On a fail, 3d10 lightning damage. On success, the attacking creature takes 1d10 lightning damage and is pushed 10 feet and not prone. Efficiency. Number of charges of Valerium is increased to twice your proficiency modifier. Your charges your proficiency modifier. So you have twice so much Valerium. Probably increase that forever. Your pop-up barrier, polarized armor, energetic armor, displacement armor, stun grenade, and gas grenade. Valerium battery features may also be used as reactions. Yep. In addition, the elemental augmenter, the energy blade, this energy bolt, the subsidize healing potion, the hot sticky surprise. Okay, 1 additional damage. Just still dying, guys. Apologies. We're gonna wrap up soon anyway. In addition, elemental augmenter is blade, bolt, healing potion, hot sticky surprise, give 1 additional damage or healing die. Your shoulder mounted cannon also stuns targets on a fail save. Your force barrier grants you 2d6 temporary hit points. The life fountain heals an additional 1d6, and portable siege radius is increased to 30 feet and save throws against the defibrillator have always got disadvantage. Yay! Talk about efficiency. Disadvantage against the defibrillator to not be shocked back to life. So that is that. That is the Volara source book. So very well work, but half subclasses we've already done. But I thought these were quite cool to show you some of the ideas we have for this book and where it's going to go. There's a monk, there's the another rogue subclass, there's a wizard, and there's other subclasses to show you. Get the book when it comes out. It's gonna be great. Stuff you've seen here could be all gone by tomorrow. Takes time, but we're gonna do it properly. Just to remind you, 6 continents, 1 archipelago. Cultures, societies, religions, everything that's going to be where Wanted in D&D is all going to be on there. You also got 2 subclasses, 2 subclasses for all 12 classes, plus 1 additional subclass for the 2 subclasses from Wilderbound and also Everon. And there's going to be another class with 3 subclasses ready to go too. We might add more later on, but the current plan is to go with 2 because we don't know how we're going to implement another 3. Another 1 on top of the ones we got. New spells, new items, new feats, so much stuff. This book is expected to be this big. That's going to be a source book. So put every other source book to shame, and I'm so excited because I have creative control over it, which decided what goes into it. And the first iteration is going to be a images copy. It'll be available on Patreon, and eventually we'll move to hardcover copy of the books later on down the line. It's still coming. We've also the Critters of Volara still to come. That's a little mini source book for small creatures like wabbits, etc. that you don't get in D&D, but they're everywhere. And we've got a World Championship to win for a Drivers' Championship on Saturday, so that's going to be that. But until then, sorry guys, we've got no D&D tonight, but join us next week. I'll be back some more. I'll see if we can get an actual presentation going to make it a bit more interesting. But that's it. Join us next time. Love you all.